As the collapse of Enron unfolded, outsiders learned of a complex network of partnerships where the company hid its liabilities. But what and where were those partnerships? Jerry Cobb has the story of one of them.
South Hampton Place is one of Houston's tonier neighborhoods, just west of downtown. But it's also the name of a lucrative limited partnership, which lined the pockets of a handful of Enron executives at the expense of the company.
It was not set up for a legitimate business reason, and the failure to disclose those facts is very critical and will, in all likelihood, constitute a major part of the government's case.
According to Enron's recently released internal probe, the Southampton partnership was set up by former Enron chief financial officer Andrew Fastow and another employee, Michael Copper, both of whom live in Southampton Place. The partnership was one of several Enron entities that wound up holding a $10 million investment the company had made in internet service provider Rhythm's Net Connections. After Rhythm's went public in 1999, the value of Enron's stake grew to $300 million. $30 million of which eventually went to the investors in Southampton Place, which included Fastow, Copper, and 4 other Enron employees.
These executives were, in effect, lining their pockets with the company's money. At the same time, they owed a duty to that company and to its shareholders to act in the best interest of the shareholders. 2
Enron executives who each invested $5,800 in Southampton walked away with gains of $1 million apiece roughly 2 months later. Over the same period, Andrew Fastow made a $25,000 investment in the partnership, which generated a $4.5 million return. Enron's internal probe doesn't say how much Michael Copper made on his Southampton investment, but notes that he was critical to several other controversial partnerships.
What this report may enable the government to do is to find people like Copper or others who are associated with Fastow, but at a lower level, who might be squeezed a little bit and may find it in their interest to make deals quickly and cooperate against people who are higher than them in the bureaucratic food chain.
Now, on Thursday, congressional investigators will have a chance to question Michael Copper themselves on his role in Enron's controversial partnerships. That's when the former executive is scheduled to appear before a House Energy Subcommittee. But Congress isn't likely to get many answers, since Mr. Copper is expected to take his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Ron, Sue, back to you.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.